You stand on the bank of a river at dawn. A mayfly flutters past your face, its wings catching the first light of a sun it will likely never see set. For this creature, 24 hours isn't just a day, it is a lifetime, an entire biography written between two heartbeats. Now, shift your gaze. You are in the dusty heat of the Seychelles. Before you sits a giant tortoise. Its skin is like weathered leather, and its eyes have watched the world turn for well over a century. It was already old when your grandparents were children. How does nature decide who gets a day and who gets a century? Why does one animal experience an entire existence in the time it takes you to finish a book, while another lives through multiple human generations? The answer isn't a mistake. It's a calculated biological blueprint involving evolution, energy, and a single brutal question: how much does an animal benefit from staying alive? You might assume the rule is simple. The bigger you are, the longer you last. At first glance, the math seems to track. An elephant might roam the savannah for 60 or 70 years, while the mouse scurrying beneath its feet is lucky to see its second birthday. But then, the blueprint gets weird. You look up into the canopy and see a parrot. It's tiny compared to a horse, yet it can live for over 80 years, outlasting almost every land mammal. You dive into the ocean and find sharks that survive for centuries. Clearly, body size is just a distraction. To find the truth, we have to look at the evolutionary pressure that shaped these lives. Imagine you are a wild rabbit. Every waking moment is a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek where the loser gets eaten. You look to the sky, hawks. You look to the grass, snakes. You look to the woods, foxes. In your world, the chances of surviving for decades are practically zero. Because death is always lurking, evolution makes a cold, hard trade-off. It doesn't reward you for building a body that can last a century. Why waste energy on 100-year lungs or 80-year joints if you're going to be lunch by next Tuesday? Instead, your blueprint is set to fast forward. You evolve to grow at breakneck speed, reproduce as early as possible, and have as many offspring as nature allows. Your strategy isn't longevity. It's a desperate race to pass on your genes before the clock runs out. This is the life of the mouse, the rat, and the insect. Reproduction over repair. Now, imagine you are a giant tortoise. You are a walking fortress, encased in heavy armor that few predators can crack. Because you are safe, the math changes. Suddenly, staying alive for decades isn't just possible, it's useful. The longer you survive, the more opportunities you have to reproduce and ensure your lineage continues. Evolution now favors a body that ages in slow motion. Consider Jonathan. You are looking at a tortoise born in the early 1830s who is still breathing today. Think about the history he has ignored. When Jonathan took his first breath, photography was a brand new experiment. Most of the world's cities had no electricity. The first airplane wouldn't take flight for another 70 years. Jonathan's secret? A slow metabolism. While a mouse's heart is a frantic drumbeat of 500 beats per minute, burning through energy and life, the tortoise lives in the slow lane. Living fast often means dying young. Living slow can mean lasting forever.
But even the tortoise is a newcomer compared to the Greenland shark. You are now deep in the freezing, pitch-black waters of the Arctic Ocean. Here, the rules of biology seem to freeze solid. These sharks grow so slowly, they don't even reach adulthood until they are over 100 years old. Scientists estimate some of these individuals live for 300 to 400 years. That means there is a shark swimming right now that might have been born before William Shakespeare wrote his first play. Their life is a masterpiece of efficiency, cold water, a metabolism that barely hums, and a growth rate that defies time. At the other extreme, you return to the mayfly. In its final adult form, it doesn't even have a functioning mouth. It cannot eat, it cannot linger. It has spent months or years developing underwater just to emerge, mate, and die in a single afternoon. Its entire adult existence is a frantic, beautiful, and mouthless burst of life. Why does any of this matter to you? Because aging isn't just a clock, it's a cellular battle. Every time your cells divide, tiny errors pile up like typos in a book. DNA gets damaged, proteins fail, and tissues wear down. But animals like the Greenland shark and the giant tortoise have figured out how to fight back. They are unusually resistant to this decay, possessing biological repair crews that keep their blueprints pristine for centuries. You are the beneficiary of this knowledge. By understanding how a shark survives since the 1600s, or how a tortoise ignores the passage of time, we may one day unlock the secrets of our own aging. Nature hasn't given us all the same amount of time, but it has given us the tools to understand why. From the 24-hour life of the mayfly to the 400-year voyage of the shark, every lifespan is a perfect response to the world around it. You are part of that blueprint.